Rosanna.
This might have been, Inez, Rosanna, the biggest moment of last night's debate. Take a look.
But I think the secretary is right. And that is that the American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
Thank you. Me too.
All right. Damn. He really meant it. Passionate.
I think it was an intended dig at Hillary Clinton, which worked to her advantage. Look, what to make of last night's debate? My big takeaway, Hillary did great. Sorry, whether you like her or don't like her.
No, I think a lot of people agree with you, Greg, that she was very poised. She had a command of the subjects and situations all around the world.
All right, let's bring in Tonya Reiman. She is an internationally recognized body language expert. We know what they said. What about what they were conveying physically? Hello, Tonya. Welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Your overall impression. Give us an idea of what you think about Hillary and Bernie Sanders.
They both did great because they were both themselves. So Hillary Clinton is polished, she's poised, you're right. Do a lot of people like her right now? She's kind of like questionable. People think that she's so polished. She's too polished. She's practiced too much. Bernie Sanders, though, you know, he is himself. He comes across as authentic because he's genuine. He says what's on his mind.
Do you think he looked a little too, like, worn out?
Well, you know what? His posture is really poor, and he does use some big dramatic hand gestures. So at times he looks tired. And when you look tired, you're not looked upon as very presidential. But, you know, of course, he is who he is, and people love him because they believe he's authentic.
All right, here is a moment. Lincoln Chafee attempting to confront Hillary Clinton. Watch this.
I think we need someone that has the best in ethical standards as our next president. That's how I feel.
Secretary Clinton, do you want to respond?
No.
Governor.
That was such a diss, and it was well done when you don't even bother to reply to some nobody giving you a hard time.
Not only that, lack of eye contact, didn't even bother to turn her head and acknowledge there was nothing. You're right. It was perfect.
Okay.
If you wanted to knock him down.
Well, could you also interpret that maybe Hillary Clinton was a little too icy on that? And maybe
she was definitely too icy. But, you know, again, I think what Greg just said is so pertinent. It's like there are certain people I'm not even going to bother answering because I don't really feel like they're going to be in the next level. And that's what she was conveying with that message.
Let's go to Jim Webb, former senator from Virginia, former SecNav. Not a star last night, I think it's safe to say. Let's take a look at his moment. Hello.
I've been waiting for 10 minutes. I will say this.
You're over your time, though.
Well, you've let a lot of people go over their time. I would say this.
Okay.
Well, I happen to be very fond of him, but...
You are?
Yeah, actually.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, former Marine and has a major national security background, and also a screenwriter, by the way. How'd you think he did?
He didn't do that well because he came across as angry quite often. And one of the things he did, he bounced up several times, especially when he was talking about one of his enemies that wasn't there any longer to respond or help him out. So he bounced up with this pride, this elevation of, that's right, I'm the man. But overall, I think he didn't get enough talk time, but the whining about not getting enough talk time just puts him in a bad light.
Now, was there an overall impression that you had with the Democratic debate compared to the Republican debate? Was there any kind of marked
Tremendous difference. I mean,
really?
Yeah, well, when we talk about it, because Trump has kind of infused the Republican debate, whereas the Democratic debate was really just about issues, and there wasn't that many back and forth. There weren't that many arguments, so it becomes boring. And I guarantee that a lot of people were just sitting there going, okay, I'm going to shut it off. And if my followers are any indication, people were like, snore, boring. But the fact of the matter is, you have to get those issues out.
I have to tell you, I did fall asleep on it. And I think because with Donald Trump in it, whether for good or for bad, he shakes things up. He shakes everybody up, and they can't follow the talking points that they rehearsed for the last month or so.
Listen, I got to give some credit, though, to Anderson Cooper. I know he works for the enemy, but he did
He did great.
There was a sense of urgency. He had serious energy, and it was like the questions were structured in such a way as like, wow, what is he or she going to say to that one?
Towards the end, he started losing it, and what I mean by that is, in the beginning, he would say something, and it was staunch. He'd be like, nope, you need to be on point, we need to be done, you didn't answer the question. Right. But towards the end, then he started losing it, and people were just talking over him, the candidates were
Well, by that time, Rosanna and I were dead asleep.
Yeah,
exactly. They were definitely snoring.
But there are certain things that you need to take away from this debate, like recognize that with Chafee, you know, he comes across with this constant inward living. He rolls his lips in, and that's, you know...
Well, Even if he fixes the lip issue, he's done.
He is done, I agree.
You think so?
Yeah, but you know what? He just didn't have that much. And when he answered that one question, well, about, oh, my father had passed away, and he's dancing and moving and shifting his body language all over the place, he comes across as somebody who's not secure, a little too vulnerable.
So what do you look for exactly when you study these candidates?
We're looking for consistency and congruency. So we want the verbals to be important and meaningful. I mean, obviously, that's the message. But the nonverbals are the emotion that goes with it. And if those two are in sync, then we know that the person is sincere, whether you agree with them or not.
Tonya, I wonder what it's like for the guy who's on a date with you.
Oh,
Or
they all
maybe-
love me. Come on.
But you can figure out what's going on in that head. You can figure out whether they're confident or nervous, right?
Yes. And my kids, my husband, both love that aspect about living with me every single day.
Tonya Reiman, where can people find you?
TonyaReiman.com.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Oh, Joe Biden, by the way, he's not happy about last night, right? It means he's not running.
What
he's
do you
not
think?
running. He's
Well,
not.
you know, that was surprising because I was laughing. The poll numbers are like, oh, he went down in poll numbers today. Well, he didn't participate. So what did you anticipate happening?
If she crashed and burned last night, he might get in, but
Yeah.
since she didn't.
Yeah, she did well.
Right.
And
did
by the
well.
way, I think he's only got a few more days to decide if he wants to be in the race. I thought it was by the end of the week, maybe.
All right.
So that's
right.
that.
See you
Thank
later.
you.
Thanks.
All right, good day, New York. You know what? Newt Gingrich is going to be here later.
Former Speaker of the House.